Lindsey Graham is with us now. Senator, good morning. Always good to see you.
Thank you.
So is this a situation where if I break up with you, you can't break up with me? Is that how we should be viewing what happened with the summit getting canceled?
It could be the worst divorce in the history of the world, or we could all get back together. I talked to the president yesterday. He said that he thought they were playing him. He thinks China is sort of pulling back North Korea. About a month into his presidency, I met with him about North Korea, and he asked me what I thought. I said, you need to stop this program. They'll eventually sell whatever they build. It's just too dangerous. So he made a decision that he's going to end the nuclear program. The only question is how and when. The preferred route is through peace, through a peace treaty, a win-win for them and us. And in terms of when, he wants it to be in his first term. But if diplomacy fails, then military action is the only thing left, and it would be the utter destruction of the North Korean regime, which would come at a high price.
Senator, the foreign minister of North Korea last week said, we're not giving up our nuclear program. Denuclearization is off the table, is what he said, which is the entire objective, I imagine, from where you're sitting and from where the president's sitting. So if that's true and they won't agree to give up their nukes, where does that leave you? What's the objective now?
Military objective.
Is that where we are now?
That's where we're headed. If that statement holds true, and I don't believe it, they believe that Trump will use military force. For 30 years, they have played us. They understand our election cycle. They're trying to run out the clock. They understand that 2019 is the year before a presidential election. They think Trump's just like everybody else. He's not.
But this is like doomsday talk here. I mean, do you think because of the cancellation of the summit, we're closer today than we were yesterday to a war with North Korea?
If he's right, the North Koreans say that we'll never give up our nuclear program, and our president says it's too dangerous for you to have it. We're not going to have our homeland threatened. Maximum pressure has worked so far. If the world backs off on maximum pressure, you put Trump in a box, but it's going to end one way or the other. That's all you need to understand. If military action is required, they're going to lose. It will be devastating to the region. If there's a war, it's going to be in China's backyard. I can't stress enough to you how much I've talked to him. It's not if it ends, it's how it ends. And when does it end? I think it's going to happen in his first term, one way or the other. The best way for it to end is a peace treaty with the North Koreans, South Koreans, and the Chinese and us.
But it makes it sound easy, like you're going to drop a bomb on North Korea and that's the end of that.
There's nothing easy, but it's the end of them.
So Vice President Pence and National Security Advisor John Bolton both said in public interviews that the Libya example is what North Korea should think about, which, as we know, Muammar Gaddafi gave up his nukes. 8 years later, he was shot dead in a drain pipe by militia members of his own country. Was that a mistake to use that example, to put that out in public?
I think that's a good question. The Libyan example is that the people turn on you as a dictator, and NATO came in to help the people. There's no circumstance I see where the West comes in on behalf of the North Korean people. If there's an uprising against Kim Jong-un, China will handle it. How does this end peacefully? A peace treaty where they give up their nukes. We guarantee the regime's safety. We're not trying to reunify the peninsula. We're not trying to bring democracy to North Korea. We want to end their nuclear program. South Korea and Japan, they don't have nuclear weapons. We're trying to get everybody in the same spot. But let me just say this. As the summit fades, war rises. Look for our dependence to be taken out. I hope China understands that North Korea is going to end, and President's threat's going to end in his first term.
Can I ask you about your friend, Senator John McCain?
Yes.
Have you talked to him? How is he doing?
He's doing really good on the phone yesterday. Good days, bad days. We had a great time together watching a movie. I was worried about John, out of the hospital. Now he's a little stronger. And every day's a blessing, and I enjoy our time together, and I'll go see him soon.
Senator, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you, Senator.
Appreciate it.